I love the medium of podcasting for one major reason. It's not one-sided like traditional media. I've said this from day one. I love the conversation that can happen between the audience and the producer. If you try and give feedback to a TV station or a host on a TV show, whether it's something you don't like about them or the show, or even something you do like, they don't care. Do you ever get a response? With podcasting, it's a closer relationship. We care what you think and we care what you have to say. That's been the foundation of my promise from the beginning, to read and to reply to every email I get. Good, bad, mean, whatever. I've always responded, with the exception of a handful of inappropriate emails. Here's my dilemma. As our audience grows and as podcasting in general grows, we as producers open ourselves up to a group of people that don't think about people's feelings, and we open ourselves up to harsher criticism that doesn't really consider that we're just people. There was a time, up until a couple months ago, when criticism was extremely constructive and done in a way that I knew it came from people that cared about us and cared about the show. Everyone I know who has experienced being in the public eye keeps telling me not to worry about responding, and some have even suggested I get someone else to read my email. I don't like that as a solution. I'm not willing to let podcasting turn into what traditional media is now. I refuse to give my email to someone else to read and to respond to. Out of 1,000 emails, I get one negative one. Negative I can handle. That doesn't bother me. Mean? That's a different story. I got this email yesterday. Callie, or whatever your name is, your insipid comments on Geek Brief 120 about the Beatles were myopic and quite idiotic, even if you are a generation removed from what their music represented. Would you make the same remark about Beethoven or Wagner just because it's old? Come on. I'm not an apologist for the Beatles, but what they've contributed to the concept of pop music will be an imprint forever, even if you don't understand or appreciate that simple fact. And the fact that iTunes is on the verge of having rights to use their music is a door opener for numerous other bands' labels who, until this point, have resisted in participating in online music business. Surely, as you would concede, the antiquated practice of retail CD sales is doomed to die the same death as the 8-track tape, so at least you should recognize the significance of it all. Don't make such stupid remarks. It only shows your ignorance. Oh, and another thing. Is there some way you could control your spastic body movements you seem to be in the throes of when you film your video podcast? I get worn out watching your shoulders weave, bob, dip, twist, and move every which way while you talk. Using your hands for emphasis is one thing, but what you do on camera gives the appearance of having an uncontrollable neuromuscular disease that is overtaking your ability to maintain balance. You're an attractive chick and all, and it's obvious you intend to transmit that fact by your choice of clothing you wear, but, expletive removed, all that extra movement is driving me nuts. Does Neil encourage you to shake your tits around while you talk? I mean, I like that, but I'll never be able to take you seriously while it's going on. And you talk way too fast. Practice Dictation, Enunciation. Clarity. Slow down. And that final 60 seconds of your outtake bloopers on each show. Stop. I've seen enough of them. I realize you consider yourself amateurs and all, but I'm tired of seeing you laugh your way through yet another expletive removed mistake. It's not really that funny to anyone but yourselves. Get better. I'm on the verge of deleting your podcast. I'm going to move around and talk with my hands. I'm Italian. And for every one email I get from someone who doesn't like the bloopers, I get 500 from people who do. They're after the credits, for goodness sake. If you don't want to see them, you know where to hit the stop button. In the age of podcasting and blogging, if you don't like what I do, you can do your own show and do it your own way. That's really cool. What isn't cool is when you write insulting anonymous email. That's a waste of my time and yours. I'm Callie Lewis. Thanks for letting me rant.
You treat me nice and I'll treat you nice. But you treat me mean and I'll ignore you.
Another Pod Show video podcast. Stick it on your screen.